Stretch out the dreams from my mind. Granny's got the scoop, let's unwind. Birds are chirping, singing their tune. Mystery of the day coming soon. Cup of tea and a buttered scone. Start the day, we're never alone. Good morning, rise and shine. Granny's here with stories so fine. Good morning, off we go. To greet the world with a happy glow.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. Let's get right into it. Grab your coffee, your tea, your espresso, your cappuccino, your juice, whatever it is you drink in the morning. Let's get started with our spotlight on the missing with Granny. Demarion Deshawn Moorhead has been missing for a couple of days now, guys. Last seen in Nashville. He's 11 years old, 5 feet 9 inches tall, 140 pounds, black hair, and brown eyes. If anyone knows the whereabouts of Demarion or anything about his disappearance, please call the Nashville Police Department, 911 or 1-800-GBI-FIND. Our kids are important, guys. They are very important. All right. The case that I'm talking about today is yet another disturbing case, the case of familial essay, guys. And it just breaks my heart that, kids can be so deceived by family. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to share my screen with you. Make sure you can see everything good. All right, let's get started. All credit goes to True Crime. I will have the link in the description.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to ask you to be clear. Do you think it's foul play?
Jacksonville, Florida, a woman called police gravely concerned about her 16-year-old niece. Every day, Ayanna Sawyer takes the school bus home with her sister, but on this December day, Ayanna is nowhere to be found.
Ma'am, I have no idea. This is not like, this is out of character for her.
Oh.
And for me to call you all, something's wrong.
Okay.
Something is definitely wrong.
A highly responsible A student, Ayanna had plans to be the first family member heading to college, hoping to be a doctor or a lawyer.
She was the light and joy of the family. She was the reliable one, the smart one, the one that had the future ahead of her. And she just loved life.
But Ayanna had been keeping a secret.
And that secret was that she was pregnant.
Nearly 6 months pregnant. Just days before, she broke the news to her family. What she didn't tell them was the identity of the father.
And Ayanna was not ready to tell.
Some in the family wondered if their neighbor, Kamar Humphrey, might be the father. Kamar was 20 and Ayanna was only 15 when the two were involved a few months earlier. Her mother was not happy and reported it to police, who took action given Ayanna's minor status.
The significance of that situation was the fact that a sexual assault kit had been done during that case.
The results revealed DNA not from Humphrey, but from another unidentified male, adding even more mystery to that very day Ayanna disappeared off the face of the earth.
The last moments that we saw her was her leaving the school right before lunch on that fateful December 19th day.
It's 11 a.m. Ayanna is carrying 2 bags, one for her school books, the other, detectives later learn, filled with lingerie from Victoria's Secret. By that evening, she's declared missing and police begin investigating.
What we knew at this point is no one had talked to her in the family. Her cell phone had been turned off. There was no bank records of transactions. She had not picked up her last check from her job at Chick-fil-A. No one had heard from her or had seen her.
Meanwhile, Ayana's mother does her own digging. After checking Ayana's computer, she discovers a document professing her daughter's feelings for a man she calls Jose.
In this letter, it describes a romantic relationship between the two, sex between the two, being pregnant, and some other issues that had been going on with her younger sister as well.
3 single-spaced pages written by a love-struck teenager. I wanted to tell someone so bad, but I didn't want to get you in trouble.
She had never even told her best friends who Jose was. Her family, the only person that knew who Jose was her sister.
The sister had refused to reveal Jose's true identity. But as any hope of Ayana's return is lost, she agrees to tell all. And it's a bombshell.
Their uncle, who's married to their aunt, had in fact been a predator and had been sexually assaulting Ayana for several years, and was in fact the father of her unborn child.
Turns out Jose is actually named Jonathan Quiles, a 33-year-old man married to Ayana's aunt Naomi. They have 1 child and another on the way. A stay-at-home dad, Uncle John, often watches Ayana and her sister when their mom is at work.
He would take them to the beach. He actually taught Ayana how to drive. And he portrayed himself to the family as, I'm the great uncle who's here to save the world. I will be the dad figure and I will protect them.
What no one knows is that the girls needed protection from him. 11 days pass with Ayana missing. Sadly, the case is turned over to homicide.
And that morning we met with missing persons detective, and they passed down all the information they had about who they've contacted, her friends, her family, and the backstory about her uncle being the suspect and possibly getting her pregnant. So after getting all this information and reviewing everything, I wanted to go straight to him and talk to him first.
Jonathan and Naomi invite investigators, but one thing immediately catches Detective Billy Abbott's attention.
I'm talking to his wife, Naomi, and she says, you know, the only thing she took was her most prized possessions. And so I asked her, what was that? And she said, all of her Victoria's Secret underwear.
Everyone in the family knew Ayana loved Victoria's Secret.
And at that moment, her husband turned, laughed, and said, yeah, 38 pair. And I remember writing in my notebook, asterisk, 38 pair, question mark. Because one, you know, everyone in their family knew that she was, you know, obsessed with liking that brand. But the fact that he knew exactly how many pairs of underwear, that was a mic drop moment for me.
With all eyes on Quiles, detectives search the house. They also decide to take a second look at that sexual assault kit from Ayana's relationship with Kamar Humphrey. Could the unidentified male DNA be from Ayana's Uncle John? Ayana Sawyer had been missing for 11 days, and now cops suspected they had a homicide on their hands.
Hey, John, what's going on?
The investigative road led straight to her uncle and aunt's home.
This is crazy. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, with regards to this here, do I think my husband is capable of any of this? No, I don't. You know, but we have a missing piece of the puzzle.
Talking to cops, Jonathan Quiles plays it cool, saying he's just a good uncle.
We literally had their kids, her kids, for summers. You know, summer at a time, and then, you know,
there, I mean,
weekends. Like, all of them.
We're posting stuff on our Facebook trying to find it the same way they are.
That same night, police execute a search warrant.
They gave officers a tour of the house, let them look in all the closets, all the rooms, to just put everyone's, you know, minds at ease that she was not, in fact, there.
Then, as they continued talking to Quiles, Ayana's mother, Kimberly Mobley, shows up with Ayana's laptop in hand.
What's the password, man?
Y'all can go through them if you want.
Sorry, let me read it now.
It's all to expose that note Ayana wrote to Jose, who she says is the father of her child. The Jose everyone now knows is Uncle Jonathan.
She got other stuff that she wrote in here about him too, though. She wasn't in there.
It appeared cops were ready to arrest Quiles right then, but within minutes, he's released for lack of direct evidence.
All right, man, you step up. I appreciate it. I'm sorry, man.
Days later, the case is turned over to homicide and cops return. This time, Detective Billy Abbott has a special request of Uncle John.
I thought, well, now is a great time to ask him for consent for DNA. And I asked him, do you mind providing us a sample? And he said, absolutely.
Abbott rushes the DNA through for analysis. The results, a stunner.
It turned the whole case around. Jonathan Quiles' DNA was found to be a match from that sexual assault kit back from March of 2018, and it was before Ayanna was impregnated.
It seemed like everything happened all at once, and all the pieces just kind of fell right into place.
We knew this was our suspect.
Early on, cops cleared Kamar Humphrey, Ayanna's former sexual partner, who was out of town when Ayanna disappeared, but not Jonathan Quiles.
I wish I could help you. I don't have any information as far as the whereabouts.
Quiles plays dumb, even when they hit him with the news about his DNA.
So if I were to tell you that I found some underwear that had your DNA in it, how would you explain it?
That wasn't my DNA. I didn't.
100%.
No way, because I've never, ever been disrespectful to my wife.
DNA doesn't lie, but another major break in.
That's interesting. I've never, ever been disrespectful to my wife. It's not my DNA, really. It's just like they said before I paused it. DNA doesn't lie, guys. It doesn't lie. How does somebody think they're going to lie their way out of that?
In the case would seal it when detectives hear from Jonathan Quiles' brother, Joseph.
Joseph Quiles decided to tell Detective Abbott what his brother had relayed to him, and that was in fact that he had killed Ayanna because she was pregnant. The family couldn't find out. He wanted to save his own skin.
Joseph tells investigators Jonathan called him, saying he had a huge problem and didn't know how to handle it. Later that day, he calls back, revealing the problem had been taken care of.
And then his wife, Naomi, after Ayanna went missing, she said he slept like a baby. All while Ayanna's gone forever at 16 years old.
Quiles is also under investigation on another case, the sexual assault of the couple's babysitter, also a minor. Police arrest him on that case, and once he's in the Duval County Jail, Detective Abbott engages another inmate to help.
And I said, hey, there's a guy coming into your cell. I would like you to wear a wire if you're willing, and just see if he talks about anything at all.
Well, lo and behold, the second day, Jonathan Quiles told a story of nightmares.
He starts talking and doesn't stop telling the informant
that he lured her from school, told her, let's just go and have a few days, just the two of us, to talk about our upcoming child that we're about to have. And he was able to get her to leave school early, take her to his work at Ace Pickle Park, where he was planning her murder.
He first attempts to choke Ayanna, but claims he didn't have the stomach for it, so instead, he shoots her.
And not only did he shoot her, he then left her there overnight, and then her remains ultimately taken to the landfill. He had tried to get Ayanna to have an abortion. She wouldn't. He knew it was go time. He either had to accept his fate or try to get away with it.
Police eventually gather Snapchat conversations between Ayanna and her uncle, message upon message featuring sexting, jealousy, heartbreak, and threats.
Sadly enough, he said the ultimate things that you never want to hear, that if she ever left him, he would kill her.
Ayanna had the good sense to save those messages. Tragically, it didn't save her.
Her worst mistake in life was trusting her uncle.
For days, police excavate the landfill where Jonathan left Ayanna. There's no sign of her remains, but they do find several of her undergarments from Victoria's Secret. Jonathan Quiles is arrested for first-degree murder. It would take 5 long years after Ayanna went missing for 33-year-old Jonathan Quiles to face a jury and the death penalty for Ayanna's murder and his own unborn baby.
What was her name? Ayanna. She was 16. She was pregnant.
With her body never found, the defense hoped to create enough reasonable doubt for acquittal.
The state must prove Jonathan Quiles was in fact the person that killed IS. We believe they cannot meet their burden of premeditated murder.
I worry, like on every other case, even with confessions and everything else. I still worry with what if, because you just never know. But I felt like it was going to go good.
Prosecutors had their arsenal of circumstantial evidence, including the lurid and inappropriate Snapchat messages between Jonathan and Ayanna, read out loud by Detective Billy Abbott.
You're stuck with me until you die.
So he had informed and told Ayanna and even her sister, I only want to talk to you on Snapchat because they will be erased and we can keep our communications private.
I need you to be like 100% with me at all times. I'm just so in love with you, I'll kill you and cry.
Then family witnesses took the stand, delivering pieces of the sick puzzle.
I knew she was sexually active when she went missing.
With someone in particular?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
And who is that?
That would be Mr. Jonathan.
He wasn't hugging her like you would a buddy, a pal, or a niece or nephew. He was hugging her like you would your spouse, your mate, or someone you was in love with.
Sir, who is Jonathan Quiles to you?
My brother.
And Jonathan Quiles' brother, Joseph, recounts those phone calls the night Ayanna was murdered.
He later went, shot her in the chest, and then he proceeded to discard the body, transporting it into a dumpster, and destroying the vehicle.
Prosecutors felt confident.
We had the DNA evidence, the Snapchat messages, and then we also had 2 other sexual battery victims testify as well.
6 days later, the jury began deliberating.
We were expecting, for a long night.
Mr. Quiles, please rise with your counsel.
Considering an unborn child, a 16-year-old girl, sexual battery, it was going to be a few hours. It was minutes. It's hard to even breathe when you're waiting, especially for a case that means so much to you. It just did. It affects you. Sorry.
Did the jury find the defendant guilty of first-degree murder?
At sentencing,
So that's that, guys. I will leave the link in the description of the video. Not only did this man essay his nieces, his babysitter, he really, really had an issue. What I find interesting is that how difficult it is to find bodies in a landfill. I've heard of it now several times, right? And I know there's a lot of garbage there and decay. I don't know. It's amazing to me how difficult it is. They found her underwear, but not her, right? So do wild animals take them away? I don't know. I guess that's something to look up at a later date, but that stuck out to me for some reason. But with the Snapchats, things like that, they his DNA found in her our kid, right? So they had him for sure, right? They didn't need the body. He didn't get the death penalty, but he is going to spend the rest of his life in prison. But the baby is gone and Ayana is gone. So, a young child loses, not only did she get her innocence taken away from her, but she loses her life because basically she was involved with someone that she should have been able to trust. How sad is that? How sad is that? We have to do better by our kids, guys. We really do. We need to do better by our kids. If you ever suspect something going on that just doesn't sit right, say something, do something. We need to do better by our kids. We really do. If what I'm saying today helps just one teenager, then it's well worth it to me. That's all I have for today, guys. I want to thank you for being here. Please, please hit the like button on your way out. Hit subscribe and change the notification bell to all so that you are notified when we do go live, which is most nights about 5 p.m. Central Time. We're building a great community and we'd love to have you there. Thank you so much and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at grannyscrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.